What's up, everybody? I'm Matt, that's Dan, that's Ash, and this is the Game of the Week show. Every Monday, the three of us get together to talk about video game news, all the top interesting stuff that people like to hear about. We also go through the game releases for that week before each picking our favourite games of the week. Guys, are you excited and are you ready?
Yes.
I'm excited.
You're not ready?
I'm ready, yeah. The games this week aren't the best.
Well, no, don't make me...
I can be excited for the news.
You're a good actor.
Yeah.
Right. Before we dive in, just to let you know, we do have a website, very professionally done, which might be kind of confusing to you after this amazing intro, but it is thegameinitiative.com, where you can find out everything we do video game related. So if you're a video game fan like the three of us, please check it out. The link's all down below. The first item of news of business this week. I want paper to shuffle right now. Business. Rainbow... Exactly. Rainbow Six Siege has been delayed. Now, this delay has gone to December, originally from October 13th. So, 6-week delay.
It's not terrible.
Not terrible. It's getting very close to 2016, which I will say I called.
Yeah.
Right at the start of the year. So, one more delay, please, and then I'm right. They've said that the reason for this is to adjustments and improvements to all game modes. So the fact that they can make improvements to all game modes in 6 weeks means there's either not very many game modes or the improvements are very minor.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of this? I mean, we have delays, they happen. They're normally a good thing, I think, but what do you think in this instance?
I'm not overly fussed about it. Whilst I'm really excited about the game and I really want this game, I can deal with a delay on this purely because of my catching up of other games that I've got. I'm not as desperate as for this to be released. It's not one of my sort of top 5 games of the year that I've been waiting for. It's one I want, it's one I'll play, but I can live with it.
6 weeks, it's not like it's a 6-month delay, is it?
No, it's just putting it at the other end of the busy schedule, isn't it? Rather than it being at the front end.
Yeah.
It's coming out at the back end of holiday season, giving maybe a slightly cleaner window for it.
So yeah, that's what I thought at first. I wrote and said, this is good, it stays away from the October-November craziness. But your point you raised there, at the other end of the window, it's now coming after Halo, after Call of Duty. So does this maybe affect its potential for sales? Because people might already have their first-person shooters. You got your Destiny players, which are still playing Destiny. I know it's a different type of shooter, but there will be something.
I don't think it's going to hurt it as much as maybe you're thinking, purely because it's offering a different thing compared to what Halo and Call of Duty are, which is basically you're run and gunning the whole time. Whereas this is about tactics. And like teamwork.
Yes,
which you don't get in those others.
Yeah. Well, there's tactics and teamwork, but I know it. I know what you... There'll be professional... all the professional players of Call of Duty and Halo obviously watch this show.
Yes.
And they will be deeply offended by you saying that
I don't mean that. I mean your average.
The emphasis is on it being a tactical shooter, yes.
Yeah, it's a bit more stealthy.
It's more about extracting civilians and stuff and kind of approaching them with a less of a run and gun approach.
Yeah.
I don't know. Games that go into December, sometimes you've got your parents out there that maybe go and do all their Christmas shopping after on Black Friday, right at the end of November.
Yeah.
So by not hitting the November, being out for that start of holiday sale, the gamers that want to buy it will already buy it, but then the extra sales it might have got by being on the shelves that bit earlier. But we always say here, it's better to have a good game late than an average game early.
Yep.
So look out for that. December 1st. Not going to be buying it because Just Cause 3 is out that day. So not even the best game to release on December 1st.
Correct.
Uncharted, the collection, the Nathan Drake collection. It gives Ash that funny tingly sensation every time he hears it. We know it's coming. It's in our sights now.
Yeah.
About just over a month away.
Yeah.
It's getting a new difficulty mode. There's a few things that are coming out in story. We've got a time runner for speed run mode. There's 52 character skins of which will each be playable.
There's an Explorer mode as well, isn't there, which will make things easier.
You've got Explorer, which is the easiest of the easy.
Yeah.
But at the other end, we've now got a brutal difficulty. Ash, can you imagine playing on something harder than Crushing?
It's basically a case of if Crushing hasn't destroyed your soul completely, they got something to follow it up just to dust the dust.
Yeah, Crushing is very aptly named.
Basically, it is so. Crushing crushes you to the floor, and then Brutal just goes in dry. That's basically how it is. It's just...
Crushing gets you on the floor begging for mercy, and Brutal just is the finishing move, really. Yeah.
You're gonna. I've basically in my notes. I've got unlocks after completing Crushing. Pass. Like, nope. Although that's going to be probably a trophy now to get the platinum. You're going to have to beat it on Brutal.
I know. I must just say, so Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 3, I found Crushing modes not so bad. Uncharted 2 Crushing mode was very crushing. They were different. I didn't find the platinum on the first one and the third one overly difficult. They were still fairly difficult, but medium in comparison to Uncharted 2. Adding in a whole new level of brutality to that.
Yes.
I'm maybe
scared.
Scared's a good word. I'm a bit scared that I might not be able to get the platinums on these games, but I'm going to give it a damn good go.
On the plus side, at least you'll be able to be Fat Nathan while doing it.
That's always nice.
I don't know
if that'll help.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, being a large target. Probably not a good thing.
Donut Nathan Drake.
Maybe you'll be able to get like mini Nathan Drake or something. Just like be able to like crawl through the shrubbery or something.
That'd be nice.
What? So just running around going between like guards' legs.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether you can do the speedrun mode on brutal difficulty.
Yeah, you can.
And just
won't be very quickly. All the speedrun mode does is add a clock in the corner.
Yeah.
And then you can compete with your friends to see how quickly. Oh, Ash has set a time for chapter 1. Oh, 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I like, though, I must just say, on the positive side, I like that they're giving a bit more depth to the original games rather than this is just your original game repackaged in a nice, PS4 wrapper. There's a bit more to it. I like that they've done that. I do.
We'll see if you say the same thing after you've experienced that difficulty.
After he's quit work and just had to stay home for months to beat it.
Yeah. Once I've got a wet towel over my head and I'm sort of...
Yeah. The beard's well overgrown by then. It's just
there's a huge depression.
It's just a floating head around them.
He'll be completely pale because he won't have been outside.
Yeah.
He'll still be darker than me though.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving from Sony over to Xbox, and if this is to be believed, Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, he likes engaging with fans on Twitter. He's very good for that, which I like as well, kind of brings a very much human element to it. And he got asked a question about the likelihood of original Xbox games coming to the Xbox One via backwards compatibility, and whether or not asking such a question would even be silly. And he said it's definitely not silly, and it's a question that he's asking his backwards compatibility guys a lot. So obviously in his mind...
He wants it.
He wants it.
Oh, he wants it.
Oh... He wants that original Conker.
Yeah, I think it's
how good.
Yeah,
would that not make the Xbox One a must-buy console? Even if I know it's like, I have a real craving to play a 10-year-old game, but just to have that catalogue.
Yeah, I agree. I think just to have that ability of being able to do it. I mean, there are classic games. In both the consoles, Xbox and original PlayStation, that you just think, wow, it would be great to go back and play some of these games on modern technology.
Yeah, just being able to play it with that better controller.
Yeah, or like the fact that you don't have to go get old console, plug old console into TV, unplug new console to make room for old console.
And find the right adapter to be able to get from SCART to HD.
Yeah, and so like the fact that you don't have to go through all of that hassle every time.
Yeah,
that is a major plus.
It is,
because people do have those moments of nostalgia where they're wanting to actually play that random game that they played 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. If it does come, it'll be a real blessing, because my TV out there, it does not support, for whatever reason. Whenever I try to play my Xbox One through my original Xbox, through the capture card. It doesn't support the resolution, like it's too low or something. If I just plug the Xbox in, it worked, but then when I go through the capture, because it's trying to put that level of resolution through a HD cable. So if I can save having to, bring in second TVs into my lounge, brilliant, sign me up. That's all it's about, convenience.
It would be convenient, definitely.
But the problem is, before we get too carried away, is the fact that we are still restricted by publishers allowing their games. And a lot of original Xbox games, you think of all these amazing games you enjoyed playing. I liked a lot of Midway games. Midway no longer exists anymore. So where are the rights to these titles now? Who's there to approve it?
Generally, they're sold on. I mean, somebody still owns them.
But some of them almost certainly are probably buried. Like the kind of the more obscure games will be like buried in the abyss somewhere. And you'll never. Like there was a really good horror game called The Suffering that I enjoyed, but that will probably never go because that's just probably
nothing game, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I mean, disagree.
In the general sort of
no one really knows about it now.
Yeah.
So that's the only problem. Is so many games now where the rights are, because it's not the case of. What I would love is if Xbox could say everything's on here unless you tell us otherwise, but they can't do that.
No. So. I mean, the thing is, we see this, time and time again, and we've talked about this a lot. Is just the choice that we have nowadays for games. I mean, it's just endless.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
It's phenomenal and spoiled, really. We
are spoiled, and there's even new games still coming to the Wii U, apparently, which I thought was pretty crazy considering the NX is supposed to be around the corner. But Pokemon Tournament has been confirmed for the Wii U. It's coming spring 2016. It was originally a arcade-only fighting game in Japan, and so it's making its console debut. Trailer looks really pretty. It's basically Pokemon fighting, but in real time rather than turn-based strategy how we're used to previously.
Yeah, so it's not like your traditional games where you would always be like, you do this, wait a turn. Now you do this.
Yeah, it's proper
kind of thing. It's actually back and forth. Like
Smash Bros.
Yeah,
but just Pokemon exclusive.
It's basically if they just made you fight Pikachu versus Pikachu.
Yeah.
In Smash Bros. Then.
Yeah, except obviously I would imagine, or I hope it's going to have pretty much the full catalogue of Pokemons. Pokemon? Whatever they are.
We'll have the full catalogue.
What does one call a collection of Pokemon?
Or is the plural just Pokemon?
It is Pokemon.
Yeah.
Must be.
It's one of those words where the singular and the plural is the same.
Like sheep.
Yes.
Or... Yeah.
Anyway.
So you excited for this?
Me?
Yeah.
It's Pokemon.
Yeah. You love Pokemon, don't you, Ash?
I love Pokemon.
So you're going to buy this game? You're going to buy a Wii U for this game?
No.
Fine. Damn. I'm quite excited for this, actually. I'm at this stage where games are starting to build up that I actually want a Wii U. But the NX is supposed to come out next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
this is just another one. Like, I know you're not interested in it, but like...
Well, not in this game. I mean, I'm just not a Pokemon fan. But
yeah.
Wii in general, I mean, I think, not the Wii U, but with the NX, potentially with that new console, depending on what it's doing, which is yet to be finalised, I will be...
If it can play Wii U games on it, then I would hold out for it.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, when it's announced, the Wii U will get even cheaper.
It's pretty much a case of you're not doing anything until there's actually NX news that confirms one way or the other, so you know what.
I don't want to spend
It's too late to just buy the Wii U.
That's how I feel. Like I don't want to fork out 250 quid and then the new console come out and 6 months later,
and then Nintendo would be like, "Nope, not supporting that anymore."
Even though they said they would.
Yeah, but
liars, you're liars, Nintendo.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
It's true.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for it anyway, even if I don't have a Wii U. I'd be more excited if I had a Wii U.
It's getting you that one step closer to that 3D open world Pokemon game that you want so much, isn't it?
It's coming. That's what it needs to be.
The
on
Pokemon VR game.
No, not just that. Open world RPG Pokemon game. That's what I want. 3D world. Oh, do it. That's my... I'll buy 2 NXs. One for upstairs, one for downstairs. Right, let's close out the news with... There was a lot of news this week, and it was hard to pick kind of what ones we should discuss. As always,
story, yeah.
You know, everything is obviously on the website, expertly presented, news written up, typed with words and keyboards. Anyway, there's a console in China. We know that the PS4, Xbox One can now be sold in China. They lifted the ban on consoles.
Yeah.
Happy for the Chinese people. If you're not familiar, China kind of has slightly lax copyright laws. They don't really enforce them a huge amount. I think there are still copyright laws there. They're just not quite...
They don't abide with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I think they probably along the lines of, what's that thought of in China? Can't copy it. Is it thought of outside of China? Copy away.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much it.
So they've released this console called the Ouya, I believe, or Ouya, I believe, Ouye, which is very similar to the Ouya, which was that is how you say that.
Okay, yeah.
Which was the name of the Android device, which I believe no longer exists anymore because people realised no one wants a console Android device.
Yeah.
But not only does the name sound familiar, it looks even more familiar. Some might notice it on the screen now. It kind of maybe resembles a PS4.
Just a tad.
Just a tad. And then the controller also looks familiar. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah, there's
I feel like I've used it recently.
Yeah,
maybe on the Xbox or something. I don't know. But that might just be the buttons and the stick layout and the shape and the start button and the D-pad and everything about it.
And the Xbox logo in the middle of it.
That's basically the only thing missing in the logos.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a blatant rip-off, I would say.
It is.
What I love about all of this, and it just shows you how much they do not like Japan, is that they have, or part of Japan stuff anyway because of Sony, but they've ripped off everything about every other console. And there's nothing to do with the Wii.
Well, they've copied a PS4. That's Japan. So
yeah, no, that's why I said in part because I said because Sony's Japan, but like they've just not included anything Nintendo there.
Well, they might have. Maybe the power brick is. We haven't seen the power brick. Maybe that looks like Nintendo's.
Yeah. Maybe the menu when it loads up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is over on
a Gaming Heroes is like some rip off of Mario.
Yeah. It's a Chinese electrician or something.
and not only that, I think as well, when you look at the cost of this device as well,
£50 equivalent of.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
pretty
Kickstarter for $10,000.
Yeah, it's on. It doesn't exist yet. These are people that have designed this console. Apparently, they've designed it, and they're seeking the equivalent of £10,000. I think it's like 100,000 Chinese won, in order to raise money to manufacture these consoles en masse, and then you can get one for £50.
So it might not actually look anything like.
So it's almost certain that the power underneath is going to be not quite up to the PS4 level.
No, but what I mean is like it very well could not look like the controller and the console that they're showing, because they could just be like, we want to build a console. What we've done is we just photoshopped a controller and a.
Yeah, those are prototypes at the moment,
yeah.
So they could change.
Yeah, but I think it's a good example of. I think we use this as an example of how in China the copyright laws work or lack of, and I think it's just it's outrageous. I think to be able to sort of see this going into potential sale with just copyright written all over it. It
is. That's how it works out there. So we talked about all these PlayStation 4s, Xbox Ones going into the country and selling really, really well. But if you can get this for a fraction of the cost, maybe everyone's going to buy this console and not actually Sony's or Microsoft's.
Yeah, but the thing is, what's it going to run?
That's the question, isn't it?
Who knows?
Xbox One and PS4 games.
You have to put them in together. You have to buy the Xbox One and the PS4, and you have to layer them. So there's a reader one side for the top one, and then the other for there. They've got to go in at the same time.
That'd be amazing. I love an all-in-one console. Do you remember those laptops we looked at? Those all-in-one laptops.
Yeah.
The station book or whatever.
PSX. I don't know.
It was the Playbox or
the
Playbox.
Playbox. Yeah, it was
Playbook. Yeah. Anyway, that's it on the news. Let's go through the games for this week. Still, even though we are in the midst of summer, still games coming. Next week's when the AAAs really start dropping. But we do still have a couple of games this week that might interest you. First up is Zombie for the PS4 and Xbox One. This was originally a Wii U game that is now making its debut on PS4, Xbox One, PC. It's set in London, zombie apocalypse survival, minus the motion controls now, obviously. So it looks quite cool. Everyone that I heard when this game first came out for the Wii U, everyone was really excited because this was a release game and it was actually a good game, and that was pretty much as good as it got for the Wii U. But too many zombie games in my mind.
It's hard.
I'm fed up with zombie games.
It does get to that stage eventually, doesn't it? I think you just have to be very particular in your decisions as to which games you want to go for. But this is probably not one of the better, I wouldn't say.
I'm just going to get Dying Light if you want a zombie game.
I'm back.
Cool. Next up is Volume on the PS4. There was supposed to be a Vita version, but that has been slightly delayed, so that will be coming shortly. But this is made by the same guy that made Thomas Was Alone, if you remember that game at all. I kind of think when I watch this game, similar to like a Metal Gear, I think it was Spec Ops or Zero Ops, the Ops levels that you did. It's like a challenger mode. You basically have to sneak around. It's a top-down view of these levels generated, almost like a maze, and there's robots kind of patrolling, and you have to stay out of sight. So it's a stealth game.
Like I said, like when we were watching it reminded me of, I can't remember the proper title, but that Chameleon game, where it's like you would have to sneak around, avoid cameras or whatnot, and you could change the colours.
I think it was called Chameleon. I
think it was probably just Chameleon if there wasn't anything else in the title, but very similar concept. Point A to
and this is
B.
on the Vita as well, isn't it?
It will be coming to Vita.
It will be.
I feel it would be perfectly at home on the Vita.
I think it would be more so than the PS4. Yeah.
PS4's fine, but a perfect game for on the go. Short little levels that you can do on the go as and when. Looks like they get quite hard. I watched a Let's Play for half an hour and they looked all pretty easy, but then in the trailer they do look a lot more complex. Smite for the Xbox One. This was initially in a beta for a long time, now officially out, full release. MOBA game. No one at this table particularly understands MOBAs.
No.
Could you even tell me what they stand for?
Multiplayer online battle arenas.
Correct. But yeah, so that's the game. It's finally, this is the big, I don't want to say up and coming genre because it's already arrived.
Yeah.
When you got like Dota and League of Legends and stuff already, like these, it's big in the professional gaming. So good to see a game come to the console. Maybe it will help the Xbox sell now.
Maybe.
Not a game that interests me though.
No, I mean it's where we sort of see that transition of PC gaming to console, don't we? Really, another one of those examples, and I think I don't know how many console gamers are PC gamers or vice versa, but clearly, as we're seeing more of these, I'm guessing there is more of a trend and need for them. Yeah, but probably not from around this table.
No. I think basically they're very much separate. I don't personally think that this is going to make PC gamers want to buy a console because PC gamers are PC gamers.
Yeah,
but if it makes an extra 100,000 people buy a console, then happy days. Velocity 2X is coming to Xbox One, previously on the Vita, PS4. Very kind of fast running based game, really good fun, kind of platforming. You have to direct like a ship or your character through these worlds basically as fast as you can. Really, really good on the Vita. Feels right at home. Again, another one of those kind of small levels, challenges. Now on the Xbox One, obviously you can also then play it on your Windows 10 device. So you can still kind of have it on the go if you've got a Surface Pro tablet with Windows 10.
This was on the PlayStation Plus free game a few months ago. So may well see it on Games for Gold at some point.
At some point, I wouldn't hold my breath just yet. But next up, we've got The Castle Game. Probably the worst named title we've had for a while. It is basically a game where you build a castle and defend it. It's tower defense game.
Yeah.
Anyone got even a better name for it? Castle defense would be a...
No.
Even that's better. I don't know.
No.
No one here is really excited for tower defense games, but if that is your jam, then maybe check it out. Tell us if it's any good, because... Well, actually, I don't really care if it's any good. So, Master Cube on the PS4. This is a twin-stick shooter, kind of in outer space. They imagine like a more simplistic Resogun, Geometry Wars sort of thing. It's just a plain black. Doesn't seem to be like restricted to a world, like you said, Dan. It seems to be infinite.
What we're watching in terms of like the videos and so on there was no barrier. Any point, like Geometry Wars, you're in either the box or whatever else you're confined to. Resogun, you're going around the world. But this, it just seemed whatever direction you went, if you hit the edge of the screen you just kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there you go. It's £3 on PSN. So if you really like these types of games, it's pretty cheap for you to pick up. But there are so many of them out there.
There are a lot of this.
And better ones than this one.
Yeah.
To be honest. So. Risen 3 Titan Lords Enhanced Edition. That's a mouthful. PS4, originally of PC, PS3, Xbox 360, remastered game. Never heard of it originally, so the only way I knew it was a remaster was because it was called Enhanced Edition.
The fact that there's 3 of them.
And there's 3 of them.
It's a remastered edition, and I've never heard of it before.
No.
I was looking at it.
It's just,
yeah.
I've either had my head buried in the sand on this, or it's just something that's never been on my radar and never would have been if it wasn't for this.
It's probably a combination of both, because it's an RPG game, apparently award-winning. I don't know what award, but there we go. I was looking at it on YouTube, and one of the comments that made me chuckle was, "It's basically like The Witcher if The Witcher wasn't fun." So. Maybe that's just that one guy's opinion. I can't give you my opinion. I haven't played it. I watched the trailer. It didn't really interest me personally.
No.
If you want kind of a fantasy RPG, there are better games out there. Just go play The Witcher. That is the only RPG game you need this year until Fallout comes out. Clash for the Xbox One. This is a 4-player battle arena game. Yeah. Can't even show you a trailer for this because nothing comes up. Whenever you type in Clash, I just get bombarded with Clash of Titans or Clash of Clans or whatever it is.
Or the Clash.
Or the Clash.
Or the Clash, yeah.
Maybe I'll just put...
London's Calling.
Well, I can't do that. We'll get copyrighted. Maybe I'll put the London's Calling video on mute or something.
Yeah. Or we just release it in China only and then we won't be done for copyright.
Yeah. That's true. I'm sure we have a lot of
bonus.
Well, we've already lost our Chinese viewers now after insulting them.
No, the one thing that I think it may have going for it, and this is only a may because again haven't seen any of it, is the fact that it seems to be designed as a couch like multiplayer game. It's not a online. Well, it might be online.
I'm sure it will have online components,
but
to
it's
it.
been designed
more
to have
as a
the people
local
in the room.
Local multiplayer, yeah.
Which we always talk about. It's a dying breed.
So it's nice. It's nice to see games with that function in there.
Yeah. A couple more. We've got Bridge Constructor for the Xbox One. Xbox really...
It's this just competing with the Castle game for like title of the week.
I must say, I played Bridge Constructor, if it's exactly the same game, which I think it is, Bridge Constructor on my iPad, which was just, it was an app game. I actually quite enjoyed it. It's quite a nice little pastime if you're just on the train or if you're stuck somewhere and you just want to build a bridge. And they're quite difficult.
You build a bridge and then cars go across it.
Yeah,
this is it.
Yeah. It's actually quite difficult. It gets difficult.
So you like building bridges, do you?
Well, it's challenging.
It's better than burning them.
It's a nice, it's a nice little game. It's a good kind of takeaway from if you want something to just maybe relax.
Yeah,
chill out.
There's a lot of strategy involved, and it's not that difficult to play.
No.
Yeah.
And then, closing out the list, we have Pure Hold'em for the Xbox One and PS4. This is a Texas Hold'em poker game on the console. Don't really need to give you anything more than that. If you don't know how to play Texas Hold'em, then it's probably not for you. If you do know how to play it, then maybe you'll be interested in it. But the problem, well, there's a couple of problems. I'll let Dan tell you the second problem in a minute. But my problem was that it's 16 quid. And that's quite a lot of money for a card game on a console.
Yeah. And then my one was that either AI or multiplayer, where you're playing against other real people, is there's no one actually at the tables. So part of poker, the strategy is to be able to read your opponents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to read. You're basically just reacting purely off what people are betting.
Yeah. You're better off probably playing with someone like PKR or PokerStars.
Something that's free online.
Something that's free online, and you don't have to play for real money. You can just play for free, play for fun on there. If you want to play poker, there are far better ways to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on your console, though, necessarily.
No.
But what me and Dan were talking, what would be quite cool is, remember the technology and the camera stuff that came to LA Noire, where you could have all the faces and you could read them and they had the tells.
Yeah.
Imagine like having that kind of technology in like a poker game. Now that would be cool.
That would be good.
And like people keep doing certain things when they're bluffing and you have to work it out. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
But I don't think there's enough market for someone to put that kind of money
There
into
wouldn't be enough longevity in the game either, because you'd only be able to budget would mean you could only film so many people to be players.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, I'm up against Clive and he's doing the thing with the chips again and like rolling it around his fingers. That means he's got a good hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd always be able to beat Clive.
Yeah, but that's the same with any poker. Once you've played someone enough, you know what the tells
but
are.
what I mean is like when you've got like big online tournaments and stuff like that, you've got a massive variation of the opponents, so you may not necessarily see that person again for a long time.
That's true.
Does this game have quite a big sort of online component?
You can play online against. You can have like tables.
Yeah, it's either AI where like the tables will get bigger in difficulty, or online where it's completely random.
Yeah.
Anyway, we spent enough on that poker.
Yeah.
Let's close out. What is everyone's pick of the week? Ash, do you want to go first?
Well, yeah. I mean, I probably won't be buying the game, but if I was to, purely because I've already got it, but if I was to look at all these games equally, I think Velocity 2X is still probably the better game out of the list.
It's a good fun game. Good choice.
Yeah, like that's where I was leaning as well. I mean, I know I've got it because of PlayStation Plus already, but there's nothing else there that overly stands out. Like, volume doesn't have enough to like grip me in personally.
Fair enough.
And then like zombie, just no.
I'm gonna go
zombie games.
Yeah, I'm gonna go volume. I think it looks like a lot of fun, and I think it could have good longevity to it. I don't know exactly how many worlds there are or levels, but if they get difficult, then it's probably going to be a lot. I like that kind of thing where you get to a really challenging thing and you have to work it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm at this moment in time, I am not going to buy it. I'm being strong because I just have too much in my gaming life right now. But
Too much Metal Gear.
I'm going to hold out and I am going to buy it at some point. If it comes on PlayStation Plus in the interim, great. But if it doesn't, I'm definitely going to get it. Perfect when that Vita version comes out. Looking forward to giving it a go when I've got time to give it the loving care and attention it deserves. And that's it. We made it.
Boom.
Woo. I've been up early. It's Sunday and I was up at like 9 o'clock. It's far too early for a Sunday.
It is early for a Sunday.
Well, it's not 9 now. It's like sorry for you. You slept in.
Yeah, I know. I was a bit late.
A bit.
A little bit.
Anyway, so yes, leave us comments down below. What do you think about this Uncharted difficulty? Do you also think that crushing is too easy? Because I thought it was really hard, but maybe it's just because I'm shit at video games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the other stuff. What games are you looking forward to on the compatibility? And as always, Ash and Dan,
Cheers, guys.
thank you.
Thank you, gents.
And everyone out there, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you all next time.